Hello everybody, welcome back to Planet X News. It is October 8th, 2017. And ladies and gentlemen, just as I said yesterday, we should be receiving and experiencing a lot of cosmic radiation, solar energy, and yes, earthquake activity because of what's been happening on the sun. Now, just in the matter of the last several hours, large earthquakes have occurred worldwide. Now, right now, we're looking at 10 hours ago, magnitude 5.7 in the Tonga Islands. But prior to that, there was another earthquake of magnitude 6.1 in Tonga. Now, folks, that's not the only large earthquake. Now, we had a magnitude 5 right here on the North Mid-Atlantic Ridge, and there is a fault. Let's just say a big crack that runs straight up through the Atlantic Ocean. And we've been seeing multiple earthquakes on this fault. And just let me zip around. I had a lot of emails coming in about this earthquake target right here of a magnitude 6.5 just north of the UK. And ladies and gentlemen, I think this is probably some type of a mistake, because I've checked everywhere and this earthquake doesn't show up anywhere. And it had a depth of a minus magnitude 5.2. So I've seen some mistakes on here before, computer glitches. Now, something that's very concerning right up here in the Aleutian Islands, we had a magnitude 6.7, and this was right near the Kiska volcano. This was an hour and a half ago. It had a depth of 121 meters. Now, I do believe there's another earthquake. There's several earthquakes back here. Let's see if they are duplicates. They might be a swarm. Magnitude 6.7, 6.7, 6.4. These all may be different devices. Now, this one's a little further away, and this may possibly be another device that picked up that particular earthquake. Now, we just had an update here, and we've had considerable amount of earthquake activity, as you can see right over here in Nevada, a magnitude 3, magnitude 2.91, California 2.46, and they got a pretty consistent line of earthquakes, once again riding up and down the San Andreas Fault. Now, there were a couple quakes over here in Kansas and in Oklahoma. They always say that these are due to fracking. I kind of disagree. But anyways, we have a fresh earthquake that just occurred here 45 minutes ago in Taiwan. Another 4.5 11 hours ago. And down here in Papua New Guinea. Now, folks, we've had 3 magnitude 6+ earthquakes today alone. Now, getting into our beautiful sun, just wanted to show you a few things here. Well, they just updated this image, and it figures, just as I was about to show you on this image, they just updated it right in front of your eyes. They had a big black patch, and I'm sure you can see it as I clicked onto it. There was a big black patch right here. Perfectly square. Didn't show up in any of the other SDO images, just this one. So I don't know if they were trying to block out or hide something right there, but they just updated it and took it away right in front of your eyes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned yesterday, we had a coronal hole right here that was Earth facing yesterday and the day before, and it was just a matter of time before those heavily charged particles reach Earth and the impact occurs, and the next thing you know, boom, we start having these earthquakes. Now, once again, we have a pretty massive coronal hole right here, and you know, this is north of the equator. This would not be a direct hit on Earth, but we are going to receive some effects from this coronal hole. There's just absolutely no doubt about it. And there's quite a lot of activity on the backside of the sun. And this is all due to the sunspots that are turning towards the backside. And you can see all the activity right here. A lot of flaring. Matter of fact, we're going to take a look at that right now. And you can see all of the activity here. Large filaments, large plasma loops. And this is all related to the sunspots that are turning right, and they're going to be heading towards the backside of the sun. Now, we may get a little reprieve from these earthquakes over the course of the next week or so, but it all depends on what starts to occur on the earth-facing side of the sun. So, you know, this is an hour by hour, day by day monitoring of what's happening. Now, since the 4th of October, we've seen considerable amounts of activity on the sun. We had a pretty good CME on the 4th going into the 5th. We had another one on the 6th going into the 7th. As you can see right here on your screen. Now, this normally takes anywhere from 24 to 48 hours for these impacts to occur on Earth. And as you can see, the impacts from the last couple of days, well, they lit the Earth up with multiple magnitude 6+ earthquakes worldwide. And again, folks, as I have stated before, this is not going to stop. This will continue. There's just no doubt about it. The sun is interacting with Planet X, and as I've stated before, this magnetic tug of war, their magnetic fields are basically clashing, and this is going to produce a lot of activity on our sun. What you're looking at right now is the GOES 13 satellite. This is an X-ray of our sun, and as you can see, the whole entire front face, Earth-facing side of the sun is almost one complete coronal hole. Now, you don't see that. Here, I'm going to flip right over here real quick. You don't see too much of that here on the SDO. But you can see this area, how it starts to darken. And this is opening up. Solar wind is escaping from these areas down here. You can see them opening up right in front of your eyes. The GOES 13 X-ray, well, this gives you, this gives you a little bit better view of what's actually happening under the coronal surface. And this is escaping and making its way directly to our planet. It's not a good situation. It's a situation that we don't want to see. Now, as far as what actually happened with our earthquakes today, we're going to take a look at the predictor model. I'm going to just go ahead and use the slider. And if you remember or saw my video from the other day and the day before, I had mentioned, you know, going into the 8th of October and the 9th and the 10th, we were going to be in a pretty heavy solar wind stream, and we're probably going to get hit with some earthquakes that are just, you know, above the average of 4, 4.5, or 5, or 5.5. So just in the course of today, we had 3 6-point plus earthquakes. Now, if you just watch Earth right here, this is our little green circle there. I'm going to move the slider from the 7th to the 8th, and you're going to see right here, we're just about to enter the solar wind. And then bingo, from the 8th to the 9th, and we're about right here. So this is a pretty heavily charged stream that we're going to be going through. And we are about right here. It is exactly 8:21 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. We're about right here. So in the course of the next 8 hours, we're going to be moving right here. And then halfway through tomorrow, we are going to be dead center in the middle of this solar wind stream. By the 10th, we're still not out of it. By the 11th, we just left. But folks, this will penetrate all the way down through the Earth. in the course of the next 24 to 48 hours. And I'm talking about from the 11th to the 12th into the 13th. So anywhere between the 9th and the 13th or 14th of October, we can expect some pretty big earthquakes. They're already happening. I just showed you. So, folks, if any of you live anywhere in earthquake-prone areas, get yourself prepared. Make sure you have a safety plan, an evacuation plan of some kind. I mean, they're really starting to happen now. A lot of the earthquakes have been removed on this map. It should update in a little while. But this 6.7, this is pretty significant, folks. And, you know, it wasn't too deep, only 121 kilometers deep. You know, whenever they get around the 190 to 200, that's pretty deep. I've seen them down here in the South Pacific as close as 600 kilometers deep. So things are probably going to start lighting up around the world with the earthquakes. And folks, this may lead to more volcanic activity. We will definitely see. So listen, folks, make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure your notifications are set up. Stay tuned. Keep yourself updated. Don't forget to share our videos with your friends and your family members on Facebook and Twitter. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching.